Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Lexus IS 250 SE. This is an automatic version, but with just 39,000 miles on the clock. I'll go around the car for you and pick up on anything that's immediately obvious to me. Showing you front of the car here, lights, lenses, all in perfect order. There's no cracks or condensation in those at all. Front bumper's generally good, just a couple of tiny light marks which you'd expect. Bonnet of the car, very clean indeed. Any stone chipping is very minor and completely in keeping with the age and mileage of the vehicle. But it really is very nice and clean there. Coming down the near side of the car, just squat down here for you. Very clean and smooth down the panel work there, really is. Front wing, can't really see any marks on there at all. Front alloy, very good indeed. It looks like someone's had them recently refurbished to a standard, but they certainly look very nice indeed. And again, panel work all very clean and tidy. There are the odd minor marks on the vehicle, and you know, there's a couple that have been touched in. You know, whilst it's very low mileage, it is a used car, been on the road for 10 years or so, but it is very nice. Come on the back of the car here. They really are good looking cars, and in black they're particularly sought after for fairly obvious reasons. Coming on the offside again, very clean and tidy in the panel work. Full set of Bridgestone potensors on the car, which is a really good sign of ownership. I mean, it's been beautifully looked after, this vehicle, mechanically. As I said, bodywork wise, really nice. It said not without the odd minor mark. Clearly it's going to have a couple, but they are, as I said, and hopefully would be seen to be in keeping with the age and mileage of the car. But very nice example. Coming to the boot area, again, as with the rest of the car, been kept very nicely, beautifully built, really nicely finished cars inside as well, but all in fabulous order. You've got a little ski hatch there, as you can see. Underneath here, you've got your little stowage areas, and if I can get underneath there, which I shall try, you can see spare wheel and jack is all there and present. Coming to the back of the car, rear near side door card, absolutely beautiful condition. The interior is absolutely fabulous on this car, it really is. Full set of mats on the vehicle. He says it's lovely. Someone's left something in there which I'll get rid of because it's actually been cleaned, but it must have appeared from somewhere. Carpeted areas, all absolutely beautiful. Door card on that side again, completely unmarked. And the leatherwork is absolutely gorgeous. So coming to the front of the car now, again driver's door card, very nice condition. Electric window switches there, pretty much unmarked. Footwell area is all really nice, as you can see. Electric adjustment on the driver's seat here, and the seat itself in superb condition. Just come across the passenger one, again as you'd expect, very nice. So sat in the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through the video. Passenger door card absolutely unmarked, and dashboard in fabulous order. Obviously a multimedia pack specified car, so you get the big screen sat nav there, which you can see all fully functional. I'll pop the car into reverse, and a lovely crystal clear parking camera on there as well. All works absolutely beautifully, quite sensationally made as well, of course. Again, part of the multimedia pack, you'll get the Mark Levinson stereo system. If you like your music, you'll love this. Just pull the gear lever back a fraction so you can see the heated and air conditioned seats on this particular car, but it really is in glorious condition. Then just come up to the main dashboard. You can see in there 39,830 miles. No warning lights in the car, just obviously a low fuel light there. So I'll pull the gear lever back into drive. Obviously got the paddles there for the, if you want to change your gears manually. Auto lights, auto wipers, and on multimedia pack cars again you get the hands-free telephone system built in. but it's all in absolutely stunning condition. It really is a beautiful car. Just to quickly show you here, got the full owner's manual pack and its original leather bound case there, and the lock and wheel nut key is present with the vehicle, all important of course. So finally just come under the engine bay, an absolutely beautifully presented engine bay as you'd expect in this class of car. Really lovely V6 engine, very sweet revving, unbelievably reliable. They're incredibly tough engines. They always sound noisy on the videos when you're physically stood here just by dint of the microphone. What will follow now will be a road test of this very car. Right, this quick road test video for a Lexus IS 250. This is the SE model with multimedia. Registration number of this particular car is EO57DME, and mileage at the start of this brief road test is 39,821 miles. The reason for the road tests, as I say in all of them, is very simple indeed, is that we want customers to see the cars we're selling in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the vehicle, we can relay them back to you. The fact is that, buying further afield now, is made much easier by the internet, but obviously it's fraught with having your time wasted if you're going to see a car only to find out there's something fundamentally wrong with it that should have been mentioned to you. Road tests are also done on exactly the same road test route as any prospective buyer will go on, so it should be representative of what you should feel yourself when you come and see and drive the car, hopefully. So starting with the car itself, these are very, very, they're firm favourites of ours. This one's been beautifully looked after by the Lexus main dealers. Obviously a very, very low mileage indeed on the car, and the engine itself is absolutely superb. It starts instantaneously. It's a push button start on the car. Engine straight into life, very smooth, very, very quiet. It really is a lovely, lovely engine. Pulls really, really nicely, and they've got loads of oomph to them, and it's perfectly matched to the gearbox of the car, so it's got exactly the right amount of power for the engine itself. Sometimes it's tempting for manufacturers to kind of under-engine these things. I've driven cars of this size, type and weight, with 2-litre engines, and they're just a little bit harder work, basically. So, but this one is it's a really lovely setup. Engine, in fact, look at the dashboard now. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and the only light showing is the low fuel level light, which I shall attend to by putting fuel into it. Engine then runs through into another brilliant Lexus gearbox, absolutely silky smooth. It really, really is. Very well judged, lovely to use, lovely to operate. Works seamlessly with the engine, absolutely perfect match. I can't detect anywhere in the gearbox at all, nothing at all. It really is in a really very, very, very fine order indeed. The gearbox can also be used in a couple of ways. To be brutally honest, most people will use it in full automatic mode, sort of 99% of the time. But occasionally when you're going to overtake something, it's nice to be in full control of the car. It's tempting for a car to change up halfway through a manoeuvre, but just when you don't want it to. So if you pull the lever to the right here, I'm now in manual mode. It's selected 4th gear for me to match the speed I'm doing. I can use this right hand tab here to tap up the gears, up to 6th gear there. But if you imagine there was a car in front and I wanted to whisk by it, I might want to drop it down 2 or 3 gears, so 5th, 4th, 3rd, put my foot down hard and go, change up when I'm ready for it, and you're in full and total control of the car, and the system works absolutely perfectly as you'd expect. Steering of the car's lost none of its precision from new. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations, no pulling left, right, or otherwise from the steering wheel. But it's got a real crispness and tightness to it still, which is really nice. It's positive, it's accurate, it's relatively quick, it's not nervous, and it's very, very, very well judged, in all honesty. Likewise, the suspension of the car, you know, classic Lexus in the sense that it's very, very, very comfortable, but it does have an agility to it, which is, you know, not always appreciated by certain motoring press, or parts of the motoring press. It's actually a very, very capable car. Point to the videos to pick up on any issues that there might be on a car. I can't find anything on the suspension or the steering at all. It feels tight, crisp. There's no horrible noises being thudded up through the car, which shouldn't be there. And the sort of thing I'm looking out for, generally speaking, will be things like little sort of anti-roll bar link arms, or drop links, or suspension struts making a bit of chattering noise, you know, which aren't intrinsically or not necessarily unsafe, but they can really make a car feel sort of quite old before its time. But this one's you know, again, very, very quiet, as I'd expect, given, you know, such a low mileage on a vehicle like this one. But it's nice to see, obviously, or to feel. Brakes on the car, again, lovely solid brake pedal, no pulsing on the brake pedal, no vibrations that shouldn't be there, so all in very, very fine order indeed. It's also a very quiet car, travelling at the legal limit now. You know, it's very hushed in here. That could be easily spoiled if you had a kind of a door seal scagged or otherwise, but again, it all feels exactly as it should inside here. I think I've just driven past a McLaren, there's a rarity. Looking around inside the car, it's literally not been cleaned at all yet, so it's going to be cleaned before it goes to the customers or to be shown, but it's all in very nice order. Beautifully built, of course. You know, not a hint of a squeak or a rattle in here. Everything's working exactly as it should. You know, on the buttons I've pressed thus far. Air conditioning seat on this model, and that's working perfectly. I've had those on, so I've just tried the heated side of those now for you. Air conditioning itself pumping out ice cold air. It's about 20 degrees outside today, and that's absolutely ice cold coming out of there as well. Obviously, big screen sat nav on these multimedia cars, all working absolutely perfectly, and a doddle to use. They're really simple. What's nice is also the same screen activates your climate control and audio system for the car. There's big, simple, easy to use buttons that are really nice to use. Wow, that heated seat works very quickly and very effectively. It's too warm now, so I'll just turn it down, but that works absolutely as it should. Further down, we've got dual zone climate control system, so you can have it side to side. Obviously the heated and air conditioned seats, as you've just seen there. Also, because it's the multimedia, you get the Mark Levinson stereo, which is a very, very, very high quality affair. It's the sound quality is absolutely superb from them. So if you like your music, you'll love this car, because it's you know, they say the sound reproduction's absolutely brilliant on them. But it's all, you said, very, very nice condition. You know, the main dashboard is a lovely classic Lexus dashboard, very stylish, very nicely done, very legible, which is, you know, it's just instant information being sort of fed back to you, and you don't have to sort of scan around to find the information you require. Worth pointing out, temperature gauge running just under a half, which is exactly where it wants to be on this car. So I'm just going to try the cruise control. And again, working exactly as it should as well. So all in very fine order. As I normally say in these videos, you know, a Lexus IS 250 is normally going to be kind of cross-shopped between, you know, possibly things like Mercedes C-Class, BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, VW Passat, possibly Honda Accord even, you know, the top-end ones. If you want reliability, there's absolutely no doubt about it. On a car that's coming up to 10 years old, even with low mileage, you go Japanese. You get a massive spec on these and the Hondas. Honda's in this particular segment is, you know, it's a wonderful, wonderful car, but it's more to do, you know, in keeping with, let's say, a VW Passat or a Ford Mondeo. You know, that's not to deride it at all, because I love them and I sell them, and they're fantastic cars. Its main competitors, because you've got badge snobbery to consider as well. You know, the Mercedes, you know, Mercedes, BMW drive beautifully. They're really lovely cars, both rear-wheel drive, of course, same as this. So got a lovely handling balance to them. Mercedes is a bit, you know, they're very comfortable, but there's not a lot else to them. BMW's very sporty, but unbelievably hard riding. And the Audi A4 is just horrible, really. I mean, they're lovely to sit in, and they're nicely built to a point, but they're just nothing in terms of their driver appeal, as far as I can see, anyway. But what really sets these apart, it's got pretty much 90% of every other manufacturer gives, at least, but you know, more in some ways. But it gives miles better reliability, absolutely miles better. You know, so the point of the video was to pick up on any issues. I can't find any. It's not to say that I don't try and I don't tell you about them. I do, and I've done it on many of my previous videos. It's just that in this particular case, there's nothing to report back, as I'd rather hope. But anyway, that concludes the video. If I've missed anything out on it, please don't hesitate. Do give me a call.